Yes, you are audible. Am I audible and visible to you? Am I audible and visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you?
I am fine, ma'am. How about you?
Yes, I'm doing well as well. Thank you for asking. How has your day been so far? What did you do since morning?
It's pretty normal, ma'am. Just I wake up and some household chores, and right now I'm free.
So, can you tell me more about yourself?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Neha Rawat. I'm from Uttarakhand, and I'm postgraduate. Right now I'm married and I have a kid. Yeah, that's all about me.
Okay. So where are you living?
Where are you living? Ma'am, I living in Uttarakhand from Champawat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how old is your kid now?
She is 1.5 years old.
What is she doing now? Is she sleeping?
No, no, she is playing with, with their, grandmother, grandma,
Okay.
daddy.
Okay. So, tell me why are you
Yeah.
working on your English? Is there any specific reason why you wanted to connect?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, these days I am looking forward to teaching. I want to start my own coaching center. That's all. Yeah, that's the reason I am learning English. Actually, my all education completed from Hindi medium. My schooling, my graduation, my post graduation. But after my marriage, I was just wondering. Means, well, I always kept on my mind. What should I do? There are a lot of option, but it is very difficult to step out. As you know very well that being a housemaker, so it is very difficult to then I remained at home. So I thought that it would be better, to learn English. If I'm audible, ma'am.
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay, so then I thought that it would be better, to learn English. Actually, I thought that jeez. Yeah. So actually, I always considered myself, inadequate, because, lacking, communication skill. So these kind of things. So then I thought it would be better to learn English. If I don't do anything in future, at least I give my, educational background for educational environment for my kids. That's the reason, ma'am.
Okay. So you are wanting to start a coaching center. What do you plan to
Yeah.
teach? English?
Yeah, ma'am. Spoken English.
Spoken English. So it is quite hard to
Yeah.
believe that you completed all of your schooling and graduation in some other
Yes,
medium
ma'am.
because your English is so good. How did you learn English?
Ma'am, no, ma'am, not good. Actually, it's been a 1.5 year old. I have been working on my communication skill. So, as you know very well, being a housemaker and being a mother, it is very difficult. So, right now I live in a village. So, my, in-laws only, they engaging, cultivating farm means, farming related work. So, sometimes I am also doing these kind of things. But it is very difficult to find time for myself. Sometime my kids and sometime some other work. So that's the reason. But but still I am working on my passion, because I want to fluent in this language since my childhood. So that's the reason, ma'am.
Okay. Since 1.5 year, you are learning English.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What did you do to reach this stage? How did you learn?
Uh, Ma'am, first I started, basic grammar, tense, and adverb, adjective, and passive. But when I started my journey towards English language, so at that time my intention not to be fluent. I just learn. I just want to learn some grammar. But after 3 months, I came across a video which is made by housemaker. The conversational video. So the video made me so means uh, what should I do? The video
Fascinated,
made me,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. So I thought that, I just wanted to speak like, like them. So then, initially it seemed to be very, easy, but when I started, speaking, so it is very difficult. So being a villager, so it is very difficult to, because no environment here. Even if I talk about town area, so ma'am, there is no any environment, English, all of, learn English only, just as a subject, not, speaking environment here, and even not any coaching center here, to, which is, based on spoken English.
Okay. So when you're
Yes, ma'am.
talking, just try not to use you know. I think it has become a habit for you to use you know a lot. Like every
Yes, ma'am.
after every two, three words you're using you know. So
Yes, ma'am.
it makes it difficult to concentrate on what you're talking. So when you're talking, just be
Yes,
a little cautious. Try not to use you
yeah.
know for the rest of this conversation. Okay, it's a challenge for you. Let's see how well you do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you
Yes,
started
ma'am.
off with grammar by watching and
Yeah,
listening to videos. Is that how you learned
yeah, yeah.
English?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did you
Only
do?
through social media I have done, yeah,
Hmm,
only through social media.
okay. Did do you do
Yeah.
any sort of reading?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I heard so many time, if I want to learn English and I want to, achieve this certain level, so a lot of people, suggested me, reading is a, good way, good, it would be good if I'm reading. So since, couple of days I bought a novel which is, written by Chetan Bhagat, the girl in room 105. And you, ma'am, one of person, you were, suggesting a person, it is a, it would be, good to learn, start reading,
Yeah.
this novel. Yeah, so I have been watching, I have been watching your videos since long time. So yeah, there's the, I got to know about you. And yeah,
It's a good habit to read.
yeah, yes, ma'am.
Hmm. It will help you in your English, and you're
Yeah,
also doing listening practice. And are you doing sessions with people, video conversations?
ma'am, it's my second time. My first session was, with Manju, ma'am.
How was your experience of talking first time on video
Ma'am,
calls?
Ma'am, it was quite difficult because when I connected, so she asked me something and I gave answer something. So yeah, when
That's
I
because of
connected, yeah, two time, but both of them not good. Good say.
you were not satisfied with your performance or the way you spoke.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Because it is not only about knowing English, it's also because of the
Yeah,
hesitation. First time when you're talking to
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
on video
yeah.
call, you know
Yes, ma'am.
everything, but you're inclined to making mistakes or you're inclined to talk something rubbish. You don't know
Yeah,
how
yeah.
exactly you should talk because it is a new
Yes, ma'am.
experience. So that will get better with time. So I would suggest that since you're listening to conversations from the past 2 or 3 months, so you should talk to one
Yeah.
person every single day. You must be having already this knowledge who are doing conversations, and you must be knowing of other YouTubers as well. So you should have more conversations. That is how you will improve
Yes, ma'am.
because you created an
Yeah.
environment for yourself in a village and you learned such good English. It's
Yes,
like
ma'am.
totally appreciable what you have learned. You did a good job at there, but try to talk to more people. That way, you will improve your
Yes,
communication skills better. All the input that you have
yes, ma'am.
got is right. Now you have to show your output, how much you have learned. So unless you put it into
Yes,
practice, it is a waste of effort that you're learning things. Everything will be there in your head, but you have to put it into practice, into use. Then it will stay with you.
yes, ma'am.
And now social media is
Yes,
such
ma'am.
a good thing, right? Though you do not have an
Yeah.
environment, you can create it at home by
Yes,
talking to
ma'am.
people. Hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what are the challenges? Did you face any challenges in your English learning?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, speaking, quite difficult, when after my when I learning this language. So after 6 months, I started, speaking practice. Actually, I have a very good friend of mine, and she is a very studious. She is a very studious, and yeah. And one day I one day I told them, if they interested, if she interested to speak English, so it would be better for both, means she or me. And but when I told them, and then she denied, because she told me that I am preparing for something, means she was preparing, some other examination. So that's the reason she denied. And I got, frustrated, means what should I do. There is a always question remain on my mind. And one day I search on YouTube how to speak English, and there were, multiple videos was there. And I watched them, and I got to know about Josh skill application. So,
Hmm.
and in this way I am started, my speaking practice on that application, Josh skill application.
Okay.
But first day when I connected, one of co-learner. So despite knowing, more things, grammars and speaking. So first day was very, difficult for me. Even I was unable to give my introduction. But I, throughout my journey, keep motivated myself, because I have only, I have only thing to do
Yes.
and to prove myself. So that's the
Hmm.
reason I started, yeah.
Hmm. I think a little more you have to work on your tenses. I keep motivated. I kept motivating myself. Past,
Yes,
present,
ma'am.
and multiple videos was there on YouTube. No, multiple videos were there. Because multiple is more
Yes,
than
ma'am.
one, right? So such
Yes, ma'am.
minute grammar issues are there. And also, I am started. You need not say I am started. I am is present. Started is past. So I started, you can say.
Yes,
I started working on these things. Okay, that is
yes,
those are the challenges. Now, what else do
yeah,
you think you have to improve when it comes to your English? What more do you think you are lacking, according to you?
ma'am. Ma'am, vocabulary. I just, I always trying to, I always trying to, include new words and new vocabulary. But ma'am, due to hesitation and my fear, I forget everything. Yeah, it's a
Hmm.
major problem.
Yes. So immediately
Yes.
after your post graduation, you got married and you had a kid. Did you ever have a chance to go for work?
No, no, ma'am. During my when I was pursuing my master, so I got married.
Okay. Okay. You have done your master's
Yeah,
in which stream?
in history, Bachelor of Arts.
Okay, Bachelor of Arts. Okay, that
Yeah.
explains the hesitation because you have never gone out and worked, and also while talking to people physically like this, even on video calls, it is difficult, and even physically also when you meet a person, talking to them is quite challenging. That will require
Yes,
practice.
ma'am.
And once you're
Yes,
exposed
ma'am.
to that kind of environment, the hesitation, nervousness, everything will come down. But I have to really
Yes, ma'am.
appreciate that at least you came out of your comfort zone and you're trying to talk to people in spite of being from a village
Yes,
or whatever your challenges are. Still, you're trying to connect and talk to people. I really appreciate that aspect. Only thing is, try to connect to one person at least every single day. The more you practice,
yes,
the more better you will become in everything, your communication,
yes,
English, conversational skills, confidence, everything will improve. That is the reason try to connect to more people. Okay. So, what do you
yes,
do
ma'am.
during your free time? Do you have any hobbies?
Ma'am, these days I am just learning this language. So these days I am, but if I don't, yeah, sometimes I'm dancing, sometimes I'm singing. Yeah,
Okay. Just for yourself,
yeah,
just for your passion.
yeah, yeah.
Or have you learned anything professionally?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just for your passion, right? What's your native language? What do you talk in Uttarakhand?
Ma'am, Kumaoni.
Okay, that is your native language. Is it similar to Hindi?
Yes, ma'am. It is similar.
Similar to Hindi. Okay. So if a person outsider, okay, I am from South India. If I want to come to your place, so how would you describe it and why should I visit your place? Anything around your place or anything worth seeing as a tourist? So would you like to tell?
Yes, ma'am. If I talk about so my state, so as you know very well, God, it
Devbhoomi.
is, also, yeah, yeah, Devbhoomi. So you can easily find, lakes and waterfalls and, a lot of temples here, which is made, 14th century. If I talk about my state, so Champaut, I'm from Champaut, so middle of the town, so you can find a temple which is established 14th century and by Chand dynasty. So you can easily see means what would I say, ma'am? There were a lot
Architecture
of
of that century.
yeah, yeah, structures and a lot of things for there. And my if I talk about so lake, so as you know very well that Nainital is famous for lake.
Yes.
So I and Masuri also famous for mountains and
Mm.
I would say, ma'am, every state, has their own beauty. So
Yes.
if you want to visit any place, any state, so you can easily find, a lot of things for, visiting area. Yeah.
Mhm.
And a lot of tea gardens also there. And yeah, yeah,
So,
and I would suggest you, ma'am, if you want to come here, so don't visit, in summer, sorry, in winter season, because it is very, hectic for you, ma'am, as I know very well that you don't like, winter season. Yeah.
does it snow
So
there?
that's the reason. Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I heard so many time, um, means about you, ma'am, you don't like winter season, so that's the reason I am suggesting you to don't visit in winter season, but because it is very hectic. Actually, I am right now, I am we are habitual,
Yes.
but ma'am, still it is very difficult to manage all the thing. All day we have to just use warm water, and if we and water, ma'am, you can't drink, you can't wash your hands, from
So
cold
cold.
water. it,
Oh.
it is very, yeah, it is very hectic for in winter season, ma'am.
Mm. And
But
do the
yeah,
schools,
but
yeah,
yes,
do schools remain closed
but
during winters?
school, yeah, ma'am, 1 month's holiday. So,
Yeah. Please
yeah,
continue.
in winter season. Yeah, ma'am. And any season and rainy season, so it is also difficult, to
Mm.
visit because a lot of landslide happening here. So
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
And the
and
summers are between March to
yeah,
June.
summer. No, no, it is pretty comfortable. Temperature is only 20 25. Yeah, ma'am, in mountain area. Right.
Okay, so what are the best months for summer? Is it April, May?
No, yeah, ma'am. April, March, April, May, and September,
Mm.
October. Yeah,
Okay, okay. So when it comes
yeah.
to food, is it easy to find vegetarian food there?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yeah. It is, easy to find.
Okay, that's nice. I think a lot of
Yeah.
vegetarians also are there in Uttarakhand, in that state.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If if you visit, any, what do I say, ma'am, dharmic places. Actually, I forget the word.
Devotional places, holy places, devotional places.
Yeah, yeah, devotional places. So you can easily find, vegetarian food.
Okay, what is the state?
Ma'am, I would say, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, please continue.
You can easily find, vegetarian food anywhere and everywhere. Yeah.
Mm. So what is that kind of food that you eat every day at your home? Like locals, what do locals eat?
Ma'am, locals, in summer seasons, bhatki chadkwani it is, yeah, dal and gehet ki dal and aloo ke gutke and, uh, chawal ki roti and what do I say? Uh, Barber means, it is a kind of, food. Yeah,
Made out
and
of made out of rice or wheat? What is it made of?
yeah, I mean
Rice.
rice.
Do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
guys consume a lot of
And
rice?
sorry, ma'am.
Do you guys consume a lot of rice in different forms? Maybe making roti or you use more of rice
Not that much, ma'am. Some occasional seasons we are,
using rice.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Otherwise, every day, roti and dals and chawal. Yeah, this kind of no.
Okay, okay. So when it comes to South India,
Yes,
like this food is quite, many people know of it, right? Like idli, dosa. So I was just curious to know
yeah,
what people of other states eat on a daily basis when it comes to breakfast. Lunch is usually similar, like throughout India. If you say
yes, ma'am.
roti, rice, dal, curries, so this is staple. Everyone eats this. But that the only
Yes,
difference is something um, native to that area, what they eat on a regular basis. When I went to Goa, we could see a
yes,
lot of noodles and we could see buns, what people ate. When you go to coastal areas, they eat a lot of other kind of stuff, right? So that is what I wanted to
yes.
know. What do you guys eat on a regular basis?
Okay. But ma'am, if you come in a winter season, so don't miss, ma'am, gahet ki dal. It is very famous, from Uttarakhand. And yeah,
Okay,
rice
I'll
and
get
gahet
that.
ki dal.
But you also advised me not to come during the winters. I
Yes.
think we can just cook it at home as well, right? If you want to try that dish, I think we can try it at
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Mm, Make and eat
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Okay. So any questions for me before we wind up?
Yes, ma'am. Please give me feedback and how much I should practice more and further my knowledge, enhance my communication skill. So,
Yes. Okay. So I'll just
what
give
would
you
you
one
suggest?
tip. Yeah, because you're on the right track. Learning is to the point. Your English is very good, honestly. You're speaking really well. The second thing is that you try to record yourself over the phone and you watch your recording. Okay. And in that, you just try to filter out, you know. Okay. Those two words are being used very often. Okay. Just try
Yes,
to work upon yourself. Keep recording yourself and just write down, okay, in this 1 minute, I have used these many times. Okay. Next time,
yes,
try to speak slowly and have your complete focus on that, not to use those two words. Because your English is so good and these are diverting, they are spoiling the beauty of the language. So you try to see the recording and try to remove these from your language because it is more of a habit. You are not using it because you don't know what to talk next, but it has become habit of your language, your speech. Nothing wrong in that, but try to work on that. Watch your recording,
yes,
gradually improve it. Try not to use those two words. Other than that, a little
yes,
bit of minute grammar issues are there, like I corrected you previously, right? Like that, very small grammatical issues are there. The next thing, try to have conversations with people. That will improve
yes,
your
ma'am.
personality on a whole. Just try to do that and continue whatever practice you're doing because you're doing in a right way. Continue whatever you're doing. Listening, reading, speaking, do all of this. And you're good to go. Your English is quite good.
Yes, ma'am.
Confidence is quite good. Just work a little more. That's all.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for suggesting.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Uh, no, ma'am. Actually, before the session, I wanted to ask a lot of questions, but right now I forget
That's okay.
everything.
Before
So,
having your next
yeah.
conversation, because you will know, right, when you're going to talk to the next person, just keep a book and keep some questions handy. so that you can see and
Yes,
ask
ma'am.
in case you forget. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Really
yes,
nice
ma'am.
talking to you. Good luck. Keep practicing. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Same.
Bye bye.
Bye.